We're breaking down everything we know about Critical Role Campaign 4 and the start of the Brennan Lee Mulligan era. Before we dive into all the facts and info about Critical Role's stunning Campaign 4 announcement, why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help us keep this channel growing? It really helps and we really appreciate it. And then, let's talk some Campaign 4. First off, Brennan Lee Mulligan is now running the show in every single way. He is building the story, he is running the game as the Game Master, and he has even started a brand new world to contain it all. That's right, we are leaving Exandria behind, at least for the main campaign, as Brennan creates a brand new world from scratch. If you are at all worried, remember that Brennan has more experience world building than probably any actual play DM in history, having made over a dozen of them in his time with Dimension 20, from Fantasy High's incredible world of Spire to the food-based world of Calorum, home of the incredibly brutal A Crown of Candy and the Ravening War campaigns. And of course, he just recently built the incredibly in-depth and beautiful setting of Umora for his Worlds Beyond Number podcast. So perhaps no one in the world of actual plays is more qualified to take over from Matthew Mercer than Brennan is at this point in time. Speaking of Matt Mercer, he confirmed he will be a player in this campaign, which marks his first ever main campaign as a player, but who will he be playing with? He mentions there will be familiar faces, plus a few new ones he can't wait for us to meet, so we suspect it will feature the entire Critical Role core cast, especially after Matt's post on Instagram talking about Campaign 4, mentioning playing with all of his friends as a 10-year dream come true for him, but perhaps rotating in some other players from time to time to give those core cast members a bit of a break here and there on like a one-to-one basis to prevent burnout. Some very likely choices, especially given that they shouted them out in the Campaign 4 announcement, would be the cast of Tales from the Stinky Dragon, a truly amazing actual play podcast distributed by Critical Role on Beacon, and who they have been working into various other video content since they came under their Media Empire umbrella late last year. So why not leverage those incredibly likable, already well-known people that also happen to currently be on Critical Role's payroll? Robbie Damon is also another likely guest, especially after his appearance at the live show, but given his recent incredibly busy schedule, we doubt he'll be joining long-term like he did for Campaign 3. We also know that there is one white whale that Brennan in particular wants desperately to DM for who has never been on Critical Role, Brian Murphy, aka Murph from Dimension 20, as you can tell when he was asked about him before the Titan Takedown Dimension 20 series.
If you think I don't live in a tent outside Murph's house, and every morning I wake up and bang on his front door saying, "Please, Murph, please come play with us," you've lost it. You've lost the thread.
So don't be shocked if Murph finally makes his Critical Role debut in Campaign 4. Now a big one. What about the system? Well, it's incredibly telling that they repeatedly avoided using the phrase Dungeon Master or DM when describing everything about Campaign 4, and kept using the phrase Game Master or GM instead, which would appear to be a pretty major hint that one of two things will happen. 1. The main campaign will be daggerheart based, or 2. Brennan will, for the 4th or 5th time in his career, make some kind of altered homebrewed version of D&D to use for the whole campaign, instead of traditional 2024 rules D&D. Game Master gives them a lot of wiggle room to go outside the traditional D&D box, and with the 2024 rules for D&D struggling to gain traction and 5th edition now technically being outdated if still usable, a homebrewed mishmash of D&D from the mind of Brennan Lee Mulligan that could then be released as creator-owned content under the D&D SRD without giving any ownership to Wizards of the Coast seems like the most likely outcome right now, as it appeals to the widest audience and is still something they could put out through Darrington Press as fully creator-owned content. But we should know more on this very shortly. Finally, what will a campaign run by Brennan be like? A few fans were worried in our comments in the last video that Brennan would do a loud, high-octane, fast-paced campaign like they've seen on Dimension 20. But to that I say, first off, go rewatch his Calamity, Downfall, and Divergence EXU series run to remind yourself that he doesn't need huge gags, frenetic pacing, and a lot of yelling to create incredible stories that have you deeply invested and can still twist the knife. Remember Saret's lie detecting ring, anyone?
I'm gonna tell you all about this at some point. I promise. It'll be an incredible story, but right now, I have a surprise for the both of you.
As you say that, you see that Kier looks down, as does Maya. Maya points to your hand and says, Dad, why is your ring glowing?
Oh.
But also, go listen to Worlds Beyond Number. Brennan has just finished a truly beautiful 2-year-plus bi-weekly storyline of The Wizard, the Witch, and the Wild One, which has all the elements Critical Role fans love. The incredible bonds between players, emotional gut punches, truly thrilling reveals and combat, and just let your worries wash away as you listen, because that man can craft a remarkable world and populate it with characters, nations, organizations, and more that you will love, hate, and everything in between. And while there will be plenty of laughs, it is nothing like the breakneck pacing of most Dimension 20 seasons, and things just have plenty of time to really marinate for the most impact, so we think you'll be extremely pleased with Brennan's version of long-term storytelling. We'll have more details about Campaign 4 shortly, but until then, we hope we've answered all your main questions. If we didn't, make sure you leave your questions down in the comments section so we can do our best to answer them, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.